In these Ask the Expert videos, I'm answering questions about some of the most interesting gold sovereigns ever issued. In this edition, we're looking at a special sovereign, the King George V 1918 sovereign from the Royal Mint branch in Bombay, sometimes known as the World War I emergency sovereign. Sovereigns were in everyday circulation in Victorian and Edwardian times. They were the lifeblood of Britain and her empire. They underpinned the whole banking system. Britain was on the gold standard, which meant that the pound was worth precisely what the gold in one sovereign was worth. However, the Great War of 1914 to 1918 had a significant impact on our coinage. As war broke out, Chancellor of the Exchequer, David Lloyd George, ordered that gold coins be removed from circulation to help preserve the nation's wealth in order to pay the huge costs of war. The government began to issue £1 and 10 shilling notes backed by the British Treasury as replacements. They were called Bradburys, after John Bradbury, the permanent secretary to the Treasury, whose signature appeared on the notes. With gold sovereigns out of circulation and the public seemingly happy to accept Treasury notes, there was less demand for sovereigns to be minted in London. However, this didn't apply everywhere. The British sovereign was still highly prized in the Middle East, and that area was of strategic importance in the Great War, where the Allied powers were in conflict with the Ottoman Empire. The military adventures of T.E. Lawrence, known as Lawrence of Arabia, illustrate how important sovereigns were. It's well known that Lawrence was given substantial quantities of gold sovereign coins to help persuade local Arab tribesmen to his cause in the Arab Revolt. It was crucial that Britain continue the supply of gold sovereigns to its allies in that region. Prior to the war, South Africa's rich gold cargoes were shipped up the west coast of Africa, around Portugal and France, and through the English Channel to London, where they were delivered to the Royal Mint. The Great War made this route far too perilous, and so it was decided instead to send the gold east from South Africa and up to India. Bombay already had a minting facility that had been producing coinage for the subcontinent since the year 1829, and although it needed new equipment and personnel, the mint that was there was a start. Opening a branch of the Royal Mint there made eminent sense. When we return, I'll explain why a coin minted in Bombay is not necessarily an Indian coin.